What's going on, y'all? Straight to the point. Sorry. Back again with another one. Please hit that like and sub to the channel if you are not a member, and hit those notifications as well. Shouts out to the whole entire LDBC, basketball and boxing. You know how we rocking. And be sure to share this video, and salute to all my day ones. Sorry about these windshield wipers, man. All right. Let's get right to it, y'all. So Kevin Porter Jr. has came out after the press conference, and I'll get to the game in just a minute. The Bucks and the Pistons game. I'll get to that in just a second, but Kevin Porter Jr. has came out and pretty much has denied any type of trade talks that's happening with Giannis. Now, I am getting a lot of conflicting reports. Of course, Giannis last night, he went out with a calf strain. He went out with a calf strain and, did not play the rest of the game. And the Pistons were the Bucks were able to win without Giannis. And I think Kevin Porter Jr., I think he had like 26 points. Kevin Porter Jr. has been balling since he came back from the injury. I think the previous game, I think against Washington, he had 30. But that's to be expected. Kevin Porter Jr. is a very slept on player. I don't think a lot of people give him the credit that he truly deserves. But he came out and he basically had to Giannis is engaging in trade talks, or is requesting a trade, and he was saying basically that he doesn't think Giannis would do something like that, without telling his comrades. Well, I'm here to tell you, welcome to the NBA, Kevin Porter. Welcome to the NBA, because a lot of deception, a lot of backstabbing, a lot of sneakiness and stuff like that goes on. I mean, Giannis is a hard worker. Giannis is a guy that's going to produce. He is a guy that you can build a franchise around. But at the same time, make no mistake about it, nobody has forgotten about what happened with Drew Holiday. It was a number of people that felt that what Giannis did was foul. And like I said, alleged were pointing the fingers at Giannis, because a lot of people felt like he could have defended Drew Holiday from leaving and keeping him there, and ultimately having a second shot at winning the ultimate goal. Now, hey, what's up with it, old head? I'll see you in the building. Make sure y'all go sub to the brother T Price in the building. Old head, always standing 10 toes down. LDBC, always. Now, if you look at Kevin Porter's energy, listen, we know Kevin Porter Jr. He's very talented. He brings a lot to the table. But we're forgetting that Kevin Porter Jr. is young and he's also inexperienced. And I'm not talking about inexperience in terms of his play, but he's inexperienced as to knowing the ropes of how the NBA truly works. If that makes any sense. Yeah, he's dealt with it here and there. But man, we're talking about a guy in Giannis that could tell you one thing and do the complete opposite. For instance, nobody thought that. Let's just be real. Nobody thought that Dame was gonna go over and play with Giannis. Nobody even thought that Giannis would welcome the idea of having Dame Lillard over there. But guess what? He came over there. Unfortunately, it didn't work. Of course, I don't put nothing past anybody. Okay, yeah, he's a hard worker. Yes, you know what I'm saying. He takes care of his business and stuff like that. But also, Giannis has been known to be temperamental. Okay, Giannis ain't perfect. He got his flaws just like everybody else. And I want to bring up something that Turod brought up too. Shout out to Turod for TV. He brought up something. He brought up a valuable point. The Giannis that we were all accustomed to watching when he got to the league, and that we really appreciated and everything, and still appreciate him and everything. But it's just he has kind of drifted off into the American lifestyle, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, some things are starting to change about Giannis as opposed to when he was over there. You know what I'm saying? In Greece and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, at first, you know what I'm saying, Giannis was, he was, no nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Just about work, all this other stuff, or whatever. But then he kind of, I don't know, he kind of took a step back and was open mind, was doing kind of little backstabbing things that we had never seen. Like I said, I always go to that Drew Holiday situation, but he learned a valuable lesson because you look at what happened and be a valuable piece. You, and people want to say it was a or Drew Holiday had a chance. The Finals MVP was up in the air pretty much. You said salute Giannis, not going anywhere. He's loyal to the Bucks. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? But just don't be surprised if he leaves. But I know this. Everybody thinking, the first thing that comes to mind is L.A. and Los Angeles and the Lakers. Y'all can get that out of your mind. He's not going to the Lakers. Okay, that's not happening. You know what I'm saying? They don't have any type of they don't have no capital, no draft capital. And that's what I was trying to tell somebody yesterday. Everybody's trying to have these hopes and dreams of another, super team and Giannis teaming up with Luca and all this other stuff. Look, man, OKC is doing it without a quote unquote super team. Nobody looks at the Thunder like a super team. What's up, Alex? Nobody looks at the Thunder as a super team, but they're a really great team, and they're starting to turn into a dynasty. And pretty soon people are gonna try to emulate what the Thunder are doing. Watch, just like they emulated what the Golden State Warriors were doing. Just like a lot of people, they don't talk about this, and they try to sweep this under the rug. But a lot of teams try to emulate what the San Antonio Spurs were doing. A lot of people try to emulate what the Chicago Bulls in the '90s were doing. You said OKC could use Giannis. What? How? Like they're winning already. They're winning already. They don't need Giannis. Hell, they don't need they don't need their second best player. They went 20-1 without. I mean, come on, man. They went 19-1 without their best player. I mean, their second best player in J Dub, in my opinion. Some people got Chet Holmgren as second best player. You know what I'm saying? It's up in the air though. Nah, man. No. Like you. That's what I'm saying. They're established. Steven. They're an established team already. They're an established team. Like they got a good groove. They got good chemistry. Um, I don't know, man. I I was thinking about New York. I know everybody's automatically, what comes to mind is New York. But I've always said Golden State. I've always said the Warriors. I've always looked like Giannis would be a good fit for the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just when I thought that when everybody thought that that move could possibly take place, I think it makes sense for him playing with the Warriors. The thing about it is will that revitalize the Warriors? Because let's call it what it is. When Steph Curry is hurt, it's like these guys don't have any passion to play. It's like they forget how to how to defend and how to play basketball and all that other stuff or whatever. But will that give them the rejuvenation of them playing because Giannis can pretty much do everything that is needed, with the exception of shooting a long ball or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I don't need your ass shooting a long ball. My theory is different on the long ball. If you can shoot them, great. If you can't, just go ahead and go to the rack. If you're great at getting to the rack and absorbing contact, being able to make motherfuckers miss and finish easy. Do that shit all day. Because the thing about it is, they'll sit up there and they'll say, "Oh, well, he ain't got no jumper. He ain't got no jumper." But I mean, you're not stopping him going to the rack. And then you come up with the excuse talking about, "Oh man, well, he be running people over." No, he don't. Giannis know how to make motherfuckers miss. He don't. Let's not forget, this is a motherfucker that's damn near 7 foot doing a fucking Euro step on guards and shit. They got a long stride and shit. And another thing is, man, you know what I don't understand? Um, Round said this too, and I said this. I said this too yesterday. I find it funny that in the beginning, and I think Ticket had talked about this too. All y'all motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, talking shit about Giannis, saying all this shit. Yo, he can't do this, he can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Just because he playing in the small market and shit. Oh, once Giannis is up for grabs, now everybody see the value of the two-time MVP, one-time Finals MVP. Now you see the value of a defensive player of the year. Now you see the value of a nigga, you know what I'm saying, that can get you 30 and 14 rebounds. But before, it was all this shit about Giannis, he running people over and all this other stuff or whatever, and they just leave him up in Milwaukee or whatever. No, we ain't going to do that. Yeah, I thought about Toronto, too. Hey, he'd be great. He'd be great with Scotty Barnes. But Scotty Barnes and Bi and RJ Barrett. But you got to think, man. You gonna have to give up. You got to give up some people over there if you make. I didn't think about that. Toronto. You said Giannis could always ball and carry the Bucks on his back. Yeah, but don't nobody talk about a couple niggas on the YouTube. Just like that guys talk about SG. And it's only a couple people talking about Giannis, and I just mentioned them, and that was Tura and Ticket, and then also of course 78. Shout out to the General 78 Sports. Great ass live yesterday, by the way. Shout out to Black Fight Fan and Trill Boxing and BFTV Boxing and all them over there, man. Great live, by the way. But you know, man, like I just find that crazy because I've defended Giannis. I done got on lives. I've probably been on the island by myself defending Giannis. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers want to sit up there and try to come with, oh yeah, he ain't better than, he ain't got no bag and all this other bullshit. Motherfucker, that nigga got a bag. It's just not the bag that you want him to have. You know what I'm saying? Now they talking down on SGA. Oh, he ain't. Well, now they sitting up there saying shit about SGA, but then they want to sit up there and they want to say he got a better bag than Michael Jordan and all this other stuff, trying to create some sort of division, you know, between the old school and new school. That ain't new. You said, did you see Porter and well, yeah, Bobby Portis. It was Bobby Portis and Isaiah Stewart, and that's what's on the that's what I was about to talk about. Let's talk about the game. The Pistons took a surprising loss. Now, I kind of didn't understand JB Bickerstaff, his rotation. You know what I'm saying? I was really shocked. You know what I'm saying? Of his lineups and the rotations and stuff. But they just didn't come out with their best game. And to be honest with you, the Milwaukee Bucks were actually playing more physical than the Pistons. And I like the fact that Portis got in the face of Stewart. I like the fact that he got in the face of Stewart I like that. I like the chippiness. You know what I'm saying? Bobby Porter's is low key an enforcer. I don't think a lot of people talk about Bobby Porter's and what he brings to the table. And I'm gonna talk about that in just a minute because Perk Kendrick Perkins that went off on Draymond about the whole Kenyon Martin and that situation or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And Draymond has had some choice words to say about uh, about Kendrick Perkins. You said true Bucks played different without Giannis. Yeah, I know, but they still need Giannis, man. We not gonna sit up there and say Detroit may be able to do that against other. Better yet, would they be able to do that in the would they be able to do that in the playoffs? You know what I'm saying? That's a bigger question. But yeah, man, look, man. If Giannis leaves, I'm not gonna be mad at him. A lot of people will be mad at Giannis. You know what I'm saying? Because he look, every player got their flaws, man. You know what I'm saying? Do I like what Giannis did in terms of the Drew Holiday thing? Nah, I don't. Because to me, I felt like you wanted to keep a guy like a Drew Holiday or whatever because he was beneficial. I look at a championship mindset different from a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't look at, oh, okay, yeah, okay, that guy scoring 30 and that guy scoring 20. No, I look at, okay, he's valuable to our defense. We need him. We need somebody to lock him up. You know what I'm saying? Because let's just call it what it is, man. You take during that time, you take Luca and you take Kyrie out of the game, you cooking with grease. And Steven, that's why I was telling you that the Dallas Mavericks they didn't have no shot at winning that championship. You know what I'm saying? Like if you took them out of their game, like Kyrie and Luca, they had no shot of winning that championship. You were wanting the Dallas Mavericks to win. I was telling you no, that's not gonna happen because they were playing so good at defense. And then what's it called? Luca, was being immature. You know what I'm saying? He was letting the refs, letting officiating get to him. Like he tends to let little things get to him. That's why I said the Celtics really. I mean the Mavericks really had no shot at beating the Celtics. But I like that game. I really like that game. The Bucks versus the Pistons. I like the physicality. I like the chippiness. I like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't like Isaiah Stewart. I like Isaiah Stewart. I'm like this. If impatient ass motherfucker. I like Isaiah Stewart. I mean, now do we want anybody to get really badly hurt? You know what I'm saying, or in their career, no, any shit like that? No. Do you think Coop flag game? Yeah, it has. The Mavericks, man. Hey, you got it, man. Look, Cooper Flag has improved since the start of the season. He has improved, and that's because Jason Kidd. I think he heard the talks. he heard the talks, man. He was like, okay, wait a minute now, and that's why I said the Mavs they got a chance to make a push. I was giving them the smoke. You know what I'm saying? Just like I got to give BJ Edgecombe the smoke too, man. You know the little homie, man. He hasn't been playing his best game. You know what I'm saying? You come out, right out the gate scoring 34, and then Cooper Flag, he had, like a subpar game. Now the tables have turned. Cooper Flag been balling, but I gave him the smoke. I did. But you're gonna get. Hey, look, you're gonna get the smoke, man. If you don't have, if you don't produce and you don't do what the expectations are, you gonna get the smoke. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hell, motherfuckers been giving who is LeBron the smoke. You know what I'm saying, for years. Motherfuckers been giving Giannis the smoke. If he don't play up to par. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I do the same for SGA. If SGA and OKC don't play a great game, guess what? We're gonna talk about them. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about people that are afraid to get a smoke to certain players. Yeah, yeah, those are good numbers, man. And he's got a long time, man. I'm still letting him develop though. Now, I want to say this. I didn't come out and say no shit. Now this I will stand firm on. I never came out and said that Cooper Flag, um, he wouldn't amount to anything or anything like that. I never said that or whatever. But I was saying, okay, hey, you the number one pick. You got to play better than that. But you still do got to give it some time, and you're gonna have bad games. This is the NBA. You know what I'm saying? It's not one or two games. We talking about 82 games. You know what I'm saying? It's you might have some stretches where you might have 3, 4 games in a row where you go on a slump. That's just what it is. The greats done had slumps. Michael Jordan done had slumps. You know what I'm saying? We know Kobe done went through shooting slumps, long shooting slumps. You know what I'm saying? They was up in there calling Kobe a volume shooter. They at times they call Michael Jordan a volume shooter. That's been nice. Same thing with Ant Man. And see, another thing with Ant Man, I want to talk about Ant Man for a second. Ant Man been on a tear lately. I mean, he's been absolutely destroying lately. But Ant Man will not be will not have a throne truly until he knocks off SGA, man. I'm just being real, and he got to get a ring too. But like AD has been balling though. But the question is for how long? How long you gonna do that? I'm pretty sure they done had a talk with him. They done said, oh, look, AD, you either gonna play or we gonna get your ass up out of here. Now, I don't think there's two things with AD: his trade value and his contract. You know what I'm saying? The reason why his trade value probably won't be as high and stuff like that because he an injury liability. You said Minnesota need a big man. They got Rudy Gobert. They got Rudy Gobert and they got Najee. Listen, Rudy Gobert, as much as you may not like him, I'm gonna be real. I like Rudy Gobert uh, when it comes to defense in the paint, but he needed to improve out on the perimeter. And the thing about it is, you have no business being out on the perimeter. And he got exposed. Everybody exposed Rudy Gobert. And then also I would need Rudy Gobert to play like he did last season. I think it was against the Lakers. And have that. have that game where he put up a lot of points. Was that the season before last? I just remember he had a really good game when the Lakers didn't have a big man or whatnot. I think when AD was out. That's how we got to see Rudy Gobert. And people were talking about, wow, Rudy Gobert, he's scoring and stuff like that. That's how Rudy Gobert got to play. And they got Najee Reed. I said Najee Muhammad. I meant Najee Reed. They got Najee Reed. You know what I'm saying? Nah, they good. Like learn to win with the people that you got. Jordan never complained about Bill Winnington. Jordan didn't complain about Will Perdue. He didn't complain about Luke Longley. You know what I'm saying? He didn't complain about Bill Cartwright. Well, he did get on Cartwright's ass every now and then, but Bill Cartwright was about to whoop Jordan's ass though. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to talk about that shit. He said he was gonna break his legs or some shit like that. I mean, he complained about Horace Grant, but Horace Grant got it together. You know what I'm saying? So you got to learn to win with what you got. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what takes place. I mean, look, I'll put to you like this, man. Going into the like, let's see if the Mavericks can do the unthinkable and get in the play in. If they're playing the way that they play now, I'm not gonna sit up here. Hey, Steven, you know what? I'm not gonna sit up here and say no shit like, oh yeah, when Kyrie come back, oh man, they're a championship team. No, I'm not gonna do that. You know why? Because Kyrie still got to he still got to get back into playing shape and stuff like that. I know people gonna be like, oh well, he's ready to play and stuff like that. No, he has yet to play a lick of a basketball game. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna come out there automatically killing and stuff like that. He might have some great games and stuff like that, but he still you gotta think about it, man. He coming off of a ACL, man. You know what I'm saying? We talking about a knee. You know what I'm saying? You said Minnesota versus OKC, man. You want? I don't think that that's gonna happen because you gotta think Minnesota better than Houston right now. To me, Steven, the team that I think can most give you OKC problems is Houston. I think that they could give Houston problems. Golden State showed a little bit of competitive because, like I was telling my guy, who is Hendo. Shout out to who is Hendo. They might not be, as talented as you think that they are, but they have talent. But they got heart. You got some guys on that Golden State Warriors team. They got heart. That's why they got such. Listen, nobody's talking about Golden State's bench, but Kerr is. I don't know. It's like I just think Kerr has his welcome there. Say Kyrie warm up practice to be game ready. Nah, he's gonna need a couple of games, man. And then you got to think about it like this too, Steven. Is he gonna look the same when he gets back? Everybody don't look the same. Look at what happened to Clay Thompson. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even though he had back injuries and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So we're talking about the human body. We talking about you know, things of that nature. Practice is different from the actual game, man. You know, matter of fact, Jordan used to say that practice was harder, and Kobe used to say practice was harder than the actual game. And that's how it should be. You know what I'm saying? You want to make your workouts, you want to make your training hard. Like you said yesterday, Steven, you was watching, you was walking in the cold. You know what I'm saying? Working out in the cold. Salute to you. I saw you, man. I know you made that video. You just, man, see, you know, I was just messing with you, man. I was trying to motivate you, man. But you want to make your workouts extreme to where, okay, when you get to whatever competitive sport that you're playing, it'll be quite easy. Like a Ja Wilson, right? A Ja Wilson is a maniac when it comes to working out. You know what I'm saying? I love the way Ja Wilson, her approach. Hell, she got more of a Mamba mentality than some of these motherfuckers in the NBA. I take a Ja Wilson before I take Zion Williamson. Give me a Ja. Listen, I take a Ja Wilson over Joel Embiid. I know people gonna think I'm crazy for saying this shit. I take a Ja Wilson. I'll take a Ja Wilson over Kawhi Leonard. Yes, I will. I'm talking about not not when Kawhi Leonard is healthy. I'm talking about all this shit that Kawhi Leonard doing. The real Elise, what's up with it, man? Make sure y'all go sub to the brother, the real Elise. I'll take a Ja Wilson. I'll take a Ja Wilson over all these guys. You know what I'm saying? Because they just don't got no heart. A Ja Wilson gonna come out there. A Ja Wilson was going. She went through a slump, a slight little slump at the beginning of the season before the Aces had won. They don't talk about that though. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about Ja Wilson going through her little slump, and then guess what? She came on fire at the end of the season. Matter of fact, nobody was giving the Aces a shot. But I knew them moves that they made in the off season. I knew it was gonna happen. You said I'll take hell yeah over AD and B. Well, Bona, what's it called? Nick Nurse ain't using him right. But Bona's hurt right now. He's another one that's hurt. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately. But we got Barlow. We got Barlow. Barlow is solid. But yeah, man. Um, and then Kendrick Perkins, man, he went off on he went off on Draymond Green. You know because Draymond Green had called Kendrick Perkins a coon or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And Kendrick Perkins, he stood on business, man. Now look, I don't like I said, man. Kendrick Perkins, you know, he represent Texas, represent Beaumont. Um, he actually know a couple people. He know a couple people um, through mutual friends or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But Kendrick Perkins, man, is basically, you know, telling Dream. You said sometimes, yeah, he do. He said we got the Warriors tonight. We're gonna have to win, man. We're gonna have to win. I mean, we gotta win every game. You know what I'm saying? And look, all this. Oh yeah, they ain't got Steph Curry or these people ain't got this player or this player or whatever. No, I don't want to hear none of that. But yeah, Kendrick Perkins, man, yeah, man, he went off on Draymond Green. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he called him a coon and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, hell, sometimes we could say the same thing about Draymond Green, because Draymond Green don't be. And like I said, I fuck with Draymond and everything. But sometimes, man, Draymond be capping about a lot of shit too. You know what I'm saying? He caps a lot. He caps a lot about a lot of shit. You know. I don't agree with everything that both of the motherfuckers say or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of takes that Kendrick Perkins be saying, like he said that the Lakers was gonna go straight to the championship and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. It's just like takes like that that don't really add up and really don't make no sense. You going based off of emotion, or you trying to go off of the you know to fit the narrative off the script that they done gave you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you know, behind the scenes, I mean, Perk is a real ass nigga though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, his job was really to be an enforcer. He was a real enforcer. Now that I will give him. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, he called Draymond out on that. You know what I'm saying? He is a guy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you talking about a guy, Stephen Green and Elise. You talking about a guy in Perk that got up under the skin of Tim Duncan. You know what I'm saying? There was only one other player that I've seen get under the skin of Tim Duncan, and that was KG. And KG, you know what I'm saying? As much as I like KG, he wasn't no hardcore enforcer and no shit like that. He talked a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, man, I'm out of here, man. Make sure y'all hit that like, sub to the channel if you're not a member. Also hit the notifications too. Straight to the point. Sports and entertainment. Shouts out to the whole entire LDBC. Lions Den, basketball and boxing. Till then, I'm gone.